Hello and welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank and I will be talking to you for a few minutes. I just recently, I think I've told everyone that I purchased several $100s worth of anime the past couple months. I believe I have purchased roughly $500 worth of anime, physical DVD, Blu-ray copies. Anyway, I just finished watching, what's it called? Is it wrong to try to pick up girls while you're in a dungeon? Or is it wrong to try to hit on your girlfriend as you're in a dungeon? Something like that, because the Japanese translation to English isn't as good. But it's, okay, I'm going to pick this title. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls while you're in a dungeon? There you go, okay. It's 13 episodes, that's it. I like the anime where it's like a movie or whatever, like under 100 episodes. I like animes that have a definitive end, okay? And also when an anime ends, you can always start up again a few years later, but the anime that lasts 900, Naruto, 1,000 episodes. I'm starting not to like them, but before I rag on those types of anime, Naruto is my favorite anime of all time. I think, I bounce back, but currently it is the one anime where if I've seen an episode 20 times, it doesn't matter, I'll still watch it. And I own several episodes of Naruto because I obviously don't have the complete series. It's 1,000 episodes, and they repeat so many times. It's pointless to own the whole thing. What you need to do, you need to just pick certain segments that you like and buy that. It's a lot cheaper, a lot it's better time spent. But anyway, back to the anime I just finished watching. I highly recommend it. On a scale of 1 to 10. Well, I guess nothing's perfect except me. But I'm going to give it a 10, meaning it's very rewatchable. You have a hero's journey. It combines aspect. Okay, even though it's set in, it's kind of weird. I mean, it's like fantasy. It's like Dungeons and Dragons type fantasy. But they combine aspects of video games into it because they give you stats because it makes sense. So this person is fighting a whatever level 10 monster, even though they're level 2. You're there's danger involved. It kind of explains a lot of the danger away, so you don't have to have extra dialogue or plot or whatever to over explain why this battle is hard. It's just this person's level 2, this monster's level 6. This is why he's going to lose. It really solves a lot of the problems. Okay, anyway. And there's magic, and then there's the Greek gods. It's basically a story about the gods. The gods wanted to live on Earth and have fun. Because a god living on Earth is, going to be revered and have an easy life, but the only thing is they can't use their powers if they're going to live on Earth. But they're still recognized as gods, just don't whatever, cast your magic, whatever. Okay, so a lot of the gods are living on Earth, and of course people want to follow them, and so to follow them, you get their blessing, and you interact with them, in some cases you live with them, and then you go down into these dungeons and fight monsters in the name of your god. That's not explained why people do that, but they live in a town or a world where monsters spawn in underground dungeons, and then they drop money, and so they do explain it, or not money, but they drop crystals, but it's money anyway. And so this is used as currency, of course. So obviously you want to go on adventures to make a living, so that's why. But you do it in your god's name because the god will help you out by giving you weapons, or maybe they have just other connections to make it easier for you to go down into the dungeon. So that's why people do stuff for the gods. Okay, anyway. So it's basically just like a hero's journey about this one guy named Bell who, it's really like self-explanatory. He's like, starts off low, goes into the dungeon, like comes out like a hero. But like all that aside, it's a great hero's journey. Like you don't know if he's gonna live or die. There's a couple of times I actually thought he wasn't gonna die because in these stories, in anime these days, sometimes the lead character does die. So you are on the edge of your seat. Granted, I just ruined it for you because like now he doesn't die. But anyway, the whole point is when you watch this anime, you know he's not gonna die. It's pretty obvious. But anyway, but like there are some things that happen where you're like, wait, what the? You're like, are you stupid? Like he does things, and you're like, is he stupid or is he pretending? And that is what makes you actually really invested in it because you're really trying to figure out what's wrong with this guy, or is he just like a great guy, or is he like you don't know what kind of guy he is because his inner self is kind of different than the outer self sometimes, and then like sometimes he's really brave, but then like sometimes the littlest thing can scare him. So it's like you don't know like what he really is until the end, and that's the big payoff. Okay, you find out who this guy really is because you have so many other characters who are fake, and you're like, well, he could be just like them because like everyone's kind of doing the same thing, and he doesn't come off as special in terms of his personality. So like you're really trying to figure this guy out the whole time. So that's the beauty of this anime. The whole time you're trying to figure him out, and then there's several moments in this anime, even though it's only 13 episodes, where like you're like, yeah, like it's like jump out of your seat moments, or like oh no moments, poignant like oh shit, So like, I just really recommend this anime because like you're emotionally invested in it because the story's great, and then there's lots of comedy. It's very funny. I just finished watching it, and I think it was the last episode, or I think it was episode number 12, whatever. But there was a moment in that episode that was so funny. I actually, it was like one of those moments where I would have laughed for 5 minutes straight, but because it was like 3 a.m., I'm like, dude, I gotta shut up. Like I was like, I can't believe that just happened, and I'm like grabbing my stomach laughing. But that was the funniest moment. But there's several other moments that are like, okay, that was like a scale on a 1 to 10 of laughing. That was like a 10. But there's like several like 7s. Okay? You're like, dude, that was fucking funny. So yes, I really recommend this anime. What's it called again? Is it wrong is it wrong to try to pick up girls while you're in a dungeon? That's what it's called. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls while you're in a dungeon? Okay? And also his like motivation for doing all of this is hilarious too. Okay, so it is because like the whole time you're like, wow, he's really doing this for this reason. So I'm not gonna give away the reason, but you're like, what? He's doing it for this? Anyway, go check it out. That's my I guess my review / opinion about this anime. Peace.